sell their home as fast as possible. I'm Charlie, welcome to Moving Home with Charlie, and thank you for coming. Your house is worth whatever it's worth, right? Whoever sells it. Wrong. If you want to find one of these guys, look out for those compassionate professionals. All estate agents are not the same. It is a massive mistake, and it's a mistake that will cost you money, not the agents. Your clients are free to just walk away.
All our clients tonight could watch this and say, take my house off the market.
And you need to find the least terrible estate agent. But here's my advice on how to price when you're renegotiating. There's nothing else you need. If you've got this 150 quid, that's it, you can move in.
Oh, right. Oh.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Property Press Awards.
Hi guys, sorry for the very short notice. I wasn't planning to do a live stream today, but I wanted to squeeze this in because I think that the RICS, the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors survey that was released this morning, is possibly the most up-to-date, because it talks about December, and the most accurate representation of what the industry agents themselves are saying. So the RICS is made up of estate agents who are actually also part of a firm that's qualified chartered surveyors. And I'm going to run through this. We're going to be done in 5 minutes here, okay? But let me run through this quickly. So I've linked to all of these things I'm about to show you on screen. I've linked to below. But and on the screen there, I've got the independent reporting. Downward trend in house prices is gaining momentum, surveyors say. Let me get the actual numbers up on the screen that I want to just show you and explain what they mean, so you can form your own opinion as ever on what these all mean. Just check you can see that okay. Right. So I'm going to just skip down to the bits that matter. So they do one of the things they balance. This is so it's positive versus negative, and they it's really interesting. And there's a graph which I'll show you after this, which really displays it very nicely. So the net balance reading for new buyer inquiries came in at minus 39%. It was already bad. It was minus 38% in November, right? So even worse in terms of new buyer inquiries in December, but only marginally worse. But that's a bad low number. Alongside this, the number of fresh property coming to the market, that's not surprising because December's quiet anyway, but that also fell. Agreed sales across the country reported a net balance of minus 41%, which is down from minus 36% in November, okay? And finally, turning to house prices, a net balance of minus 42%, which is down from November's figure of minus 26% and is way worse than the expected minus 30%. And the point here is that this is all worse than expected. Now, I want to show you this graph. There are two graphs. The second one is the most powerful. The first one is this one. Just double check you've got it on the screen there. Okay. So what you can see here is the results of this survey going back right the way back to 2008. All right. And what you can see, the long-term trend that you can see there is a gradual uptrend, gradual uptrend, gradual uptrend. Okay. But then when you look at just how badly it drops, not only is it one of the biggest drops at any point back since 2008, 2007, right? 2008, it's also the steepest drop, okay? The steepest drop. So this is the steepest, sharpest drop in the sentiment of estate agents who belong to the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors in buyer sentiment. This is just the house price graph, this one, okay? The steepest drop in house price sentiment from agents. And this is from agents themselves. This is not mainstream media reporting, right? This is no one spinning anything. This is a very reliable long-term survey. Arguably, the most useful survey about overall housing market conditions that there are. Now let me show you this other graph, which I think is even more interesting, from investing.com, put out this morning. So UK RICS house price balance. So the actual figure minus 42%, the forecast was 30%, and the previous was down 26%. But look at this, right? This is the last 12 months, the last 1 year. I can show you the last 5 years, all right? So the last time it was negative was in June 2020, but that was, of course, the pandemic, okay? But if you go to 2 years, look at that. That's the last 2 years. But then the last 1 year, because I want people to see what's happening? I want people to see the trend of when I started saying that I thought I'd seen the top of the market. So this was back, that was May 2022, and that was their high. 80% was their metric, their balance metric figure. And then it dropped in June, and it's been dropping in ever since. So that's June, July, August, September, October, November, it goes negative. And then December. And this is January. This is the date. So it's January, but it's for December. Okay. But look at that trend. That is a straight down trend from May last year. And that May was reporting April's last year. Okay. So it peaked. This house price sentiment index peaked in April last year. And May was when I first called it. Right. So look at that trend. And you show this graph. I've put the link below in the video, in the description below. Show this graph to any estate agent and say, this is what estate agents are saying. Qualified estate agents are saying this about the housing market. So guys, I hope you find this useful. Someone else, and by the way, thank you to those of you who've been sending me this on Twitter. You sending me the links on Twitter. Always useful. Please keep doing it. Really, really helpful when you spot stuff and send it to me on Twitter. Someone else sent me something on Twitter, which was a link to a TikTok video of a guy who's saying the opposite to me and going, that's it, we've reached the bottom. It's time to buy now, pile in now, it's going up, it's going up. Look at this guy. I don't know what to do to counter this kind of let me share it with you. Hang on and just watch it. It's a short one, but listen to this chap, what he's saying on TikTok. All right, listen to this. I find this amazing.
So I have been saying it for months, until I'm blue in the face, that we were in the bottom of the market, and now is the time to buy, because the mass media was putting the fear factor into the housing market, saying it was going to be the worst crash, the longest crash. And with things like inflation being hyped up at 10-12%, people weren't buying. It was the time to negotiate. But the same mass media is now reporting a slight increase in house prices in January. It's only 0.9%, still nowhere near where it was last year.
Asking prices, not house prices. Asking prices are not house prices. Okay, house prices are agreed transactions recorded in the land registry. Asking prices are not house prices, if that makes sense.
But you watch as we see interest rates level out, and we see inflation reported to closer to 5-6%, the confidence is going to come straight back into the housing market, and we'll see prices start to climb up again. So if you're not careful, if you don't start negotiating and start buying now, in 6 months' time, it's going to be too late.
So he sounds like he believes what he's saying. It doesn't sound like he's trying to make it up and spin. It sounds like he actually believes that, but he needs to see this graph, doesn't he? He needs to be shown this graph, that one I just showed you, the bar chart trending down, that RICS graph. But, you know, if there are buyers watching people like him out there, they're at best going to be confused, and at worst, they're going to go out and overpay. So I don't know how to counter that kind of underinformed approach. I'd love to know what your thoughts are, guys. Right. Oh, it's 8 minutes already. Guys, yeah, some human asks, do RICS offer regional data, or is it all UK wide? Yes, they do offer some regional data, actually. Go and have a look on the RICS website, rics.org.uk, I think it is. I've linked to their report below, so you can get to the website from there. That was a really quick one. Guys, I can't hang around. I hope that was useful. I'll be back soon. There's so much happening. Go and check out the Discord server if you haven't seen it yet. The link isn't below right now, but I'll put it in there straight after I finish recording. And I'll put an audio of this podcast up on my podcast channel, which is on Buzzsprout, and I'll link to that below as well. Have a great rest of your day, and give me a feedback on what you think. Bye.